Reason number one, they are fat. How am I supposed to trust you that you'll be disciplined enough to do your job if you cannot even be disciplined enough to keep donuts out of your face? It is bad for company culture. I don't want to be around fat people. Now, huge caveat here. We're not talking about fat people that are working hard on themselves to actually get in better shape. We're talking about fat people that are not working on that. So because of that, disqualified. Now, the point of this video is not to bash people anyways. The point of the video is this. There's a saying, right? Stupid people keep repeating their mistakes. Most people try to learn from their mistakes. Smart people learn from other people's mistakes. Now, I was shocked to find out when people come to us that they struggle to land a legitimate high-ticket sales role for 3 to 6 months. It takes them on average 3 to 6 months, sometimes even 12 months to land the role. The reason why I was shocked, because I never struggled getting on a good quality role ever in my career. My first ever role, it took me a week. And that was a solid offer where the top performers were making 10 to 15K months. And just for some comparison, the members inside of Real Sales System are training a licensing program. So this is inside of part of our student success tracker inside for our licensing program, Real Sales System. So on average, here's what it takes, right? So this student is an example. They joined in March 1st of 2025 and they landed a role in April of 22nd. So it took them about 21 days to land the role. I would say they put in about 7 out of 10 efforts. So they started at $500. They were just sitting on a dead end offer at the time. And around month 2, he got to 10.5K. And then on month 3, he got to about 15K a month in commissions, USD. This student, he joined June 30th. He landed the role August 4th. Took about 35 days. I'd say he put in about 7 to 8 effort level out of 10. When he first came in, he was in corporate sales, stuck in an office, stuck in a location. He was a 4K a month, capped commissions. Month 2 of the program, he got to 5.9K a month in commissions. That was his first full month on his offer. And then he got to 11K a month. This was while he was still working part-time hours. And then he stayed with inside the program. And then he got to about 16K a month in commissions on month 6. The whole point is, usually what we found is that if they take action, it takes about 7 to 15 days for them to land on a decent offer. If they're slacking a little bit, I would say it takes about 30 to 60 days. If they barely do, obviously never. I'm not a genie, right? Which, by the way, if you want that kind of help, you can go to the first link in the description box below right after this video, where you can see a demo of our licensing and training program, Real Sales System. That being said, no income claims, no guarantees. If you want a guarantee, you should go flip burgers at Burger King instead. I'm not saying this is going to happen to you. I'm just giving you some reference here, right? You know, as an example, this student in particular, okay, joined October 14th of 2025. And I'm going to go into the DM conversation. Okay, October 14th, he joined. I said, hey, welcome. This is October 24th. He said, hey, Brian, just landed an interview tomorrow for this offer. So it took about 10 days for him to land an interview. And then on the October 25th, he said interview went well. I guess I got hired. And then he got the confirmation email. So here it says, I want to congratulate you and also welcome you to the team. So again, this is October 26th. Well, this is 4 a.m. my time, so technically October 25th. This was October 14th. So yeah, it took him about 11, 12 days. And unlike most people on the internet, I can actually show you proof like this. Now, reason number 2 why most applicants get denied for the high ticket sales role is the fact that they sounded like a virgin. Now, nothing wrong with being a virgin by choice, right? But the problem is they sounded and looked like a virgin. Why is that a problem? Let's go into the dating context, right? So in dating psychology, let's say you're going on a date as a man. Let's say you're going to date with a lovely lady. Okay. And at that point, if we sound and act like a virgin, right? What I mean by that is, okay, inexperienced, unconfident, insecure, not good communication skills. What is a woman going to think of you? Well, in the woman's eyes, especially an attractive woman's eyes, that's just going to lower your status and she has no reason to be attracted to you, therefore anything ever happening, right? And so same thing here as a salesperson, as a sales rep. If on the, let's say the intro loom video or on the interview itself, if you come up unconfident, not articulate, not concise, you're a salesperson, right? It's for a sales role, not IT role or anything like that, like a video editor role. It's different. So if you're monotone, a personality of a potato, if you're unconfident, not good communication skills, how are you gonna sell leads? Reason number 3, they're too arrogant. Now, polar extreme opposite of the previous point, which is too unconfident, too arrogant. Obviously, that's not a good look either because it shows that you're not gonna be coachable or you're gonna be a headache and pain in the ass when we hire you. So how does too arrogant look like? It really depends, right? It's really like a sub-communication thing, the way they carry themselves. If they go like, well, yeah, I don't know. Like, you know, I mean, I don't know. If they talk like this, obviously they're going to come off too arrogant and therefore that's also going to repel you from being actually landing on a good role. Reason number 4, they're late to the interview. Pretty self-explanatory. You should be 5 minutes early already waiting in the Zoom room. If you're even like 10 minutes before just waiting in the Zoom room, it shows like, oh, this guy's hungry. So will that alone get you the interview? No, but it helps. But if you're already late to the interview in the first impression does matter, whether we like it or not. Just like going on a date, the girl's gonna judge you based on our first impression. How we dress, how we speak, all those things. Same thing on the interview. So rather be way early than even just 1 minute or 2 minutes late. Reason number 5, cookie cutter intro loom videos. So in the high ticket sales role, it's a bit different from other industries like door-to-door corporate sales, those kind of industries. In door-to-door, they'll hire anyone with a pulse and a heartbeat, because why? Their whole business model is like, well, let's just recruit as many 19-year-olds as possible, drop them off in random neighborhoods, and if they survive, great. If not, well, whatever, we'll just recruit more 19-year-old kids from college campuses, right? Insurance, same business model, right? And in corporate sales, as an example, it may take a lot of like crazy resume like Goldman Sachs and all those kind of things, right? Now, in high ticket sales, right? There's different things like a network helps, which obviously we help our members with inside of a real sales system. Network matters, meaning that who you know, right? Having the right network, meaning that maybe they can help you, refer you, and get on different roles, which our members do all the time inside of our licensing program, real sales system. But if not, at least the intro loom video has a big part. What an intro loom video is basically an introduction video, right? It'll be like usually 1 to 2 minutes long, introducing yourself, why you'd be the best fit for the role. Now the problem is, I'm gonna show you something. This is inside of our classroom and part of our SOP of our licensing program. So in our SOP, we mentioned that do not send out cookie cutter text loom video. Okay, as an example, it says setter application. This is not even the bad ones, right? Sometimes this will have like 50 views on it, not because everybody in one company saw it, because they sent it to 50 different companies. And so when people see that, automatically it's like 50 views. Oh, right? It's like, it's almost like, you know, you go on a date with a girl and you find out the girl has 50 body count. You're like, 50 body counts, like what is happening here, right? Now, nothing wrong with having been on different roles. So it just shows low effort, right? Shows low effort and professionalism, instant disqualification. Now, even if this doesn't show the amount of views, people can tell just like how cookie cutter and generic is. As an example, you know, even the message, outreach message, or on the intro loom itself, if you say something like I've seen different applicants say this, where like, hey, listen, I've been following for a very long time. I love the impact you're making. I'm very passionate about what you do, but they don't mention the specific things that the impact we're making. It's just like, okay, you copy pasted that then, right? Or you saw it from ChatGPT. I can just like see through it, right? Hiring managers, recruiters, business owners, sales managers, they're not stupid people. They have a lot more experience than you. They can see through this. So don't do that. So ideally, if you can, personalize it to each offer. Reason number 6, not following instructions. I'll give you one of many examples. So these are some of the applicants we got for the high ticket sales role. Now, as you can see, we'll tell them to send in an introduction loom video like most offers would, pretty much every single offer. And you see how, okay, loom, they're sending a loom link. But some people, they'll send like a random, like share, like what the is that, right? Like a random video hosting platform. Or as you can see here, a Google Drive link. Now, this might not seem like a big deal. Like what's the big whoop? It's the fact that it's a demonstration of them not being able to follow instruction and direction. So if you cannot even follow a simple instruction, like I told you to send it a loom video and you're gonna send it a Google Drive link or YouTube video, whatever. Where else are you not gonna follow instructions? Where else are you gonna be a headache? Because I don't have time for that, right? And quite frankly, most business owners, especially more established, like the good roles, they don't have time for bullshit like that. So again, it may seem like a very little thing, but you don't want these things adding up. Death by 1,000 cuts. 7, they do pretty self-explanatory. Reason number 8, rambling, more specifically, rambling on about their life story. If you could ask the question within the application form, in the intro loom video, or on the interview itself, and you go on a Saturday Night Live monologue for 5-8 minutes, what are we doing here? I asked you a question. Please demonstrate your ability to articulate yourself in a concise manner. Because if you cannot even do that, go on rambling, not even answering the question and not being concise, how are we going to sell prospects? How are we going to sell leads? Reason number 9, bad audio, also pretty self-explanatory. If I cannot hear what you're trying to say, or if I have to make a lot of effort, quite frankly, from the hiring manager's standpoint, I don't care about you enough or know you enough or trust you enough, or I have to make a whole lot of effort and a lot of brain cells. I'm busy. I got to get through like hundreds if not thousands of other applicants. Like I got to put in this much. No, after listening to like 3 seconds, audio, disqualified. So make sure when we do an introduction loom video or when you hop on an interview, do an audio check. After the introduction loom video, listen back at it. It takes 3 seconds to look back at the audio. Before you hopping on the interview, on Zoom, do an audio check. There's like a test audio option, right? So make sure you do that. Bad video also goes in hand with the previous point. If it's too blurry, the lighting is too bright, the lighting is too dark, they look like a hostage in like a terrorist negotiation stuck in a cave in Afghanistan, that also doesn't help, that actually hurts you. Reason number 11, coming off too needy. This is one example. We tell our members to not do this. Hey, are you still looking for a closer? Are you still looking for the candidate? Guess how many other sales rep candidates are asking them the same thing in their DMs? Every single other one, if they do follow up, right? So if you look and sound the same as all the other sales rep applicants, could there be a problem for you? Probably. Why? Because you look and sound the same, which is no bueno. This is another example of a sales rep candidate that followed up. I mean, I respect and appreciate the fact that he followed up because most people don't. Right? He says, hey man, hope you're doing well. Any updates? It's almost like they're the boss and they're asking me for the deadline. I'm just like any updates? Hey man, I'm like, dude, you're talking to a potential employer. And you're going like, hey man, hey bro, any updates? I'm like, what? And then they go, yo, are you kidding me? Right? So the sheer unprofessionalism in this industry is staggering. Now, it's not like corporate environment where like, let's put our suit on and all PC correct. We're not talking about that, right? But at least if you're trying to get hired at a company, right, well, the income potential is, it could be life-changing for you. And you're going like, hey man, hey bro, any updates? Yo, how do you think the other party, the hiring manager, perceives you? You know what I mean? Like, just look at it from their perspective. If then, maybe do something about it. Reason number 12, they were not persistent enough. Again, polar extreme opposite of the previous point. They were too needy or annoying. This is not needy or annoying enough, meaning that they didn't follow up at all. You're just gonna get forgotten. Like, simple as that is, right? You gotta stay top of mind. There's different, more classy, more elegant, more value-giving way to follow up, which we don't have time to go over here. But if you don't follow up at all, well, dude, you're gonna get forgotten, which is no bueno. Especially for a sales role where you have to demonstrate your ability to follow up and be persistent, that's a huge red flag, at least from a hiring manager's perspective. Reason number 13, not taking full responsibility as well as demonstrating their ability to not take feedback. So there have been certain applicants where in the interview itself, I gave them some feedback because I want to help them out. And then instead of taking the feedback, they're resistant to the feedback. They're like, oh, I don't know, like, the reason why I did is this, not in a way to like explain their thought process, but in a way that like they're trying to justify to themselves and not take the feedback and just being resistant. I'm just like, dude, if you cannot take feedback, well, maybe be a bit more open to feedback of somebody that you're trying to get the job of, as well as somebody who's better at a skill than you. Crazy concept, right? And so especially if you as a staff member is not willing to take feedback, then like, why are we working together? It doesn't make any sense. List goes on and on, but this video is gonna be 6 hours long and I'm gonna be about that. So if you're trying to break into high ticket sales right now, or if you're in high ticket sales right now, whether it's setting or closing, you wanna get to 10K, 20K, 30K a month in commissions, be able to become a better provider for your family. That's what we help our members with inside of our training and licensing program, Real Sales System. Absolute no income claims. I don't know your skills. I don't know your work ethic. I don't know your ability to follow directions. So if you want somebody to handhold you, if you want a babysitter, if you want someone to get you out of bed, I'm not the right guy for you. If you're a hardworking person that takes full ownership of his own success because it's your life and not mine, you can go to the first link in the description box below where you can see a demo of Real Sales System to see if it's for you.